right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call right here on the Bordas and Bordas Hotline, which is 412-575-2600. Like to hear from you about what lies ahead for the Penguins. They found out tonight it will be another opportunity to beat the Washington Capitals en route to what they hope is another Stanley Cup. In each of the first 5 they've won, they've gone through Washington. The last 3 with the current group of players here, Malkin, Crosby, Letang, Ovechkin. It's been the same story that Pittsburgh has beaten Washington, and it's taken some great moments, and we'll remember them forever in this series. But Washington impressively won tonight after falling behind 2-0 to Columbus. Both of those home games were losses, and then they win the next 4, as Alex Ovechkin pretty much said they would do. Ron Cook of the Post-Gazette and 93.7 The Fan is here in studio tonight. Ron, Ovechkin had 2 goals tonight. I thought Sergei Bobrovsky melted down again.
Weak again in the third period.
You let Smith Pelly score, and then this other kid who came in, his first playoff goal, and it was a big, wide open 5-hole. Columbus could not win with him in goal, and they didn't.
No, and he's playing for a contract. They have to make a decision if they're going to make him one of the highest-paid goaltenders, and I don't know how they do based on what he's done in the postseason. Outstanding in the regular season, the Vezina Trophy winner, right? And but in the playoffs, not so much. There's 2 ways of looking at this Washington series, Bob. As you point out, every time the Penguins won the Cup, they beat Washington. But they beat them 9 out of 10 series overall, 7 of them in a row. The only loss they had in that stretch was in 1994. So that's great. They own the Capitals, right? But then you're old enough, Bob, to remember Bob Prince and his hidden vigor theory that the more you lose, the closer you come to winning, and the more you win, the closer you come to losing. So hopefully they can make it 10 out of 11, 8 in a row before hidden vigor strikes. They're the better team. I think they should win the series. I didn't think they should last year without Letang. This year I think they're the better team, and I would think they'll win, but that's why they play.
The one thing that developed in the series after Philip Grubauer had taken the job away from Braden Holtby, it's Holtby who is the guy they rode with down the stretch, and he got better as this series went on. So, but Braden Holtby, like a lot of goaltenders, has had his issues with the Penguins. He hasn't finished a lot of games he's started, and I think that would certainly be in the back of his mind. But this may be the series that, again, comes down to whoever has the best special teams run. Both of these power plays are good and can deliver, and we saw the Penguins not deliver in game number 5 against the Flyers. It resulted in a loss, but they did factor after that. So aside from that, how do you look at this matchup?
Well, Ovechkin is just clearly the premier goal scorer of our generation. He had another power play goal tonight. He sets up in the same spot in that left dot, and then one time they know what's coming, and these goaltenders can't stop it because his shot is so hard and so accurate. The Penguins' penalty kill really did a nice job against Philadelphia for the most part. They're going to be tested by Ovechkin and that group. I think the Penguins are a faster team. Columbus is pretty fast. I think the Penguins are faster than Washington. I think that'll be an issue. And Matt Murray has to play better than he did yesterday. I don't think he was real sharp yesterday. They scored 8 goals and were able to win the game. He has to be better, and I have no reason to doubt that he will be. He seems to rise to the occasion.
All right, the other series also played tonight, and it's going to extend itself, and Toronto comes away with a 3-1 win over Boston in Game 6. They played well tonight. Frederik Andersen outstanding in goal, as he's been pretty much this entire series, and they got their young kids, William Nylander, along with Mitch Marner, chipping in with goals, big goals in that one, and it was a real bittersweet day in Toronto because earlier that terrible tragedy where this man drives a van into a pedestrian hub on Yonge Street and kills 9, and so their hearts were heavy, but they come away with a win, and certainly they'll be thinking about all of those victims in Toronto tonight and for several days after that as they eulogize those people, and what a tragedy that was. So we'll talk about that series. We'll talk about the Penguins and all the Western Conference series as well, and we'd like your opinions as well. 412-575-2600. You can also tweet them to us at KDPomp, at Ron Cook PG. We'll do that when we're live on Pittsburgh CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.